Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about a very sensitive topic, extremely sensitive topic. I came across a news that someone working for Bank of America, which is a US bank, has committed suicide because of overworking. Young guy, 23-year-old, studied in a top university in the US, and then started his career a couple of years back as a junior analyst. Was just promoted, I think, a couple of months back, and is working at a mid-market research analyst. And because of the pressure, work pressure, and probably other things, he has committed suicide. Now, this is not the first time this has happened. It has, it probably has happened many times. If you do a bit of research, how many people, especially the young ones, have committed suicide um, because of pressure, because of toxic work environment, because of number of hours overwork uh, is just insanely high, especially in the field of finance, but only in few areas of finance, by the way, not in all areas, right? The hours can be insanely bad in investment banking, where the risk reward equation is very different from other areas, other business areas. For example, in corporate banking, it is probably much different from what you have in investment banking. Retail is entirely different. Insurance business is again very different. But the investment banking department is very, very competitive. The reward is just insanely high, and the risk is relatively low, and hence it's extremely rewarding business, because with low risk the banks can make really good money. And hence they really, some of the investment banks, they really push for it, and they just want to be at the very top in these kind of activities. And that sort of a pressure uh, is built within the organization, and that is eventually cascaded to each and everyone within that department who are working in the investment banking department of those banks. Rarely it has happened in other departments, by the way, and I have never heard of anybody committing suicide from risk management department or compliance department or from an IT department within a bank, or even the retail banking department within a bank. It's almost always the investment bankers who are under immense pressure because of longer hours, right? So if you're not too concerned about your health, I think that's not at all a good thing in my view. I think there's nothing more than your health. No matter how much money, how much recognition you get in your life, unless you are having a good health, you will not be able to enjoy your life, right? So I'm not a fan of pushing yourself to your limit to achieve success. So I would never work, even if I had the option of working in such places. um, I have said this many times on this channel that some of the banking and financial organizations are way too much competitive when it comes to making money. And you do get paid a lot, but there is always a risk of losing your health and even dying, right? uh, I the my view is that I think you should get out of such jobs, and if you're not comfortable. I mean, if you're comfortable with that, you are able to manage it well, that's different. But if you're struggling, I think it's get best to just quit and do something else. I know someone, actually was my colleague once. He used to be an investment banker at a European investment bank, and he was not. I mean, that bank was rather a small bank, and the working hours are not that bad. I mean, he still had to put in about 50, 60 hours a week, but he was under too much of pressure, and he simply couldn't handle it. And then, he yeah, took a sabbatical for 1 year. He was burned out and took a sabbatical, and then he returned back to work at that company. but not as a front office investment banker, but as a risk manager, and later on he moved to work as a data scientist in the IT department. You know, so obviously, you get a you have to take a pay cut to be to do that, but that's fine, right? There's nothing more valuable than health. So why is that a problem? Some people have asked me this question: are things so bad in quantitative area, in quant finance area? My observation is that no, it's not that bad. Obviously, sometimes you have to be really work hard as a quant analyst, but most quants do not work like 80, 90 or 100 hours. uh, yeah, depends actually which companies, especially in the US banks, you might have to stretch a bit more, but not in European banks. uh, but I was really disturbed by this news, because when I was in London, actually, I knew a guy dying uh, of heart attack. I think he was working at HSBC that time. He died of heart attack at the age of 45 or something. um, and I think the primary reason was he was just working super hard. He was working in the weekends and not taking any vacation and so on, and that really took a toll, and he died of heart attack. uh, but that's not too common, by the way, in the field of finance, right? It rarely happens, but it happens only in just few departments, right? But if you are choosing a career in finance, choose it a bit carefully, right? If you cannot handle such something like that, it's better to just leave it and do something else. I mean, something else in finance, right? You don't have to be an investment banker just to call yourself a finance guy. There are other career opportunities, good career opportunities in the field of finance other than investment banking. So, explore other fields as well. That would be my advice. Anyway, bad news. But I think there's several people who have committed suicide because of overwork over the last many years. I've read many instances. I've gone through news items on this, and it has never been yeah a pleasant news. But anyway, take care, and take care of your health. Thanks.